Alright, hello and welcome to this new video about the Mayastar7 features. Today we're going to take a look at another tool within the modeling tools panel down here. Okay, and today is the turn of transfer attribute tools. So once we click there, we have a little new window over here with 4 more tools. These are extremely useful for many things, okay, for 4 different things. So in this file here, so if we go to the channel box, we see that we have 4 layers, 4 visibility layers, and this is the layer for the multi-transfer attributes, multi-transfer UV. Okay, so this tool here is basically a copy UVs from an object to copies of the same object. So basically, this object here has been copied over and over and over and over, okay? But just before I made any changes to the UVs, okay? There is no difference in geometry. They have the same vertices, they have the same number of faces, the same number of edges and everything, and they were not mirrored. Okay, so just a Control D and move around. So it's like Control D, move, and then Shift D type of thing. But say that you forgot to make the UVs for the original object. You make the UVs and then you have to update all of the others. That is quite a bit of a pain, right? So with this multi-transfer UVs, that's exactly what you can automate. You select the source object with the UVs you want to transfer over the other copies. Okay, then you select all of the others. So the first one has to have the good UVs that you want to move on to the other objects as well. And then, so that's the first, and then you select all of the others. Okay, so you can see now that the overlapping, they have different UVs. Okay. All right, like that. And then multi-transfer UV. Okay, no errors. With that message, you know that there is no error. And now this object has the same UVs as the original. That's the same there. That's the same there. And it also leaves your meshes clean from history. So there is no input over there. Okay. So that was our first tool. Let's move on to the second one, transfer to different topology. Okay, so here we have 2 different objects. Basically, this is derived from this one here, and the multi-transfer UV cannot work. Okay, you have made an object that perfectly overlaps the other one, the original, like this. Okay, but their UVs are completely different. So this one has basically just a planar mapping, so no UVs. This other one has the UVs that we have seen before. Okay, so how that works is really easy. We go to select this one first, that's the source, the UVs that we want to use. Then we select the other one and make sure that these 2 objects are overlapping in world space. So in my case, I just translate XZ, or another way to do the same thing is to go here and then input 0, 0, 0. Okay, remember to have the correct manipulator like this and then hit enter. That will be placed exactly in the center of the scene, even though they might have been frozen. So if I do a freeze transformation here and do again this method, they will anyway go there to the center. So we do a UVs to other topology. This is the original, and this is the high poly or different topology. Now the best trick for this to work is to actually have edges on the receiving object that are laid on top of the source object. So you see here the UV cuts go along here. The other object can have any kind of topology, but the UV transfer this way will be successful 100% only if you work your way in having these edges go along the actual cuts that the source object has. So this is the UV transfer between different topologies. This other one could be instead very useful for all of you that use Marvelous Designer. Match vertex position from UVs. So given that we have the same exact type of UVs, also different topology or density or whatever, if they share the same UVs, so imagine that this is the Marvelous Designer wrapped and draped cloth, and this is the flat version, okay, or the retopology done on the flat version. All right, so they get the same exact UVs. If you do a match vertex position from UVs like this, you will get the low poly to match the vertex position of the high poly. So it works, it's really easy. This is what you want to be the target of. So this is the vertex position you want to get onto the other object. Okay, and you do match vert position. Okay, so you transfer the vertex position from here to there. All of these tools work like first selection is from here, second object or second, third, fourth, and so on objects in the selection will get the desired type of attribute that we are moving from one to another. From to. So first selected object is from here to here. Match vertex position from UVs. That means we will match the vertex positions from here, and we are going to apply them to this one here. And there it is. And it's always clean from any history inputs. Okay, now the last example for this video is the transfer vertex normals here. Now this is not exactly the same as copy vertex normals. This is when we have many patches, and it's not going to operate only on the edges. You could use only edges from this tool that we have seen already in another video, okay, but that is not actually easier. It's just time consuming. This other one gets you the ability to take a bunch of objects like this, okay, that were separated from the original, that is no longer separated, of course. I mean, that is never been separated. You separated a copy there, and all of this smooth surface from this sphere is going to be transferred over here. So this is, if you're still making avatars that are split geometries, might be the best solution for the body that is sliced into many alpha parts. So exactly as the others, we have to do source first. So from here, I want to transfer to all of these, but again, unfortunately, we have to have them overlap in space. So in my case, I'm going to zero out their position and transfer vertex normals. Of course, if you're making a body, this cannot be done. You can split the two things in two different visibility layers. It will work anyway, even if an object is not visible in the scene. So transfer vertex normals, cool. Let's hide this one. And this is the one split in many parts that now looks like it's a continuous surface with no splitting. However, there is splitting happening there. There's also a patch over there. And there it is. Okay, so that's it for today's video. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.